So it appears the Dallas Cowboys and the NFL have made two big decisions on two big guys. Mike Fisher reporting on your Dallas Cowboys as we're taking a late night stroll through Christmastown, Frisco, we call it. Merry Fishmas to everybody. Hopefully it'll be a Merry Christmas for Tyron Smith, even though he will be celebrating sitting down this week. The Cowboys have opted to take the future All-Pro, or the future Hall of Fame and many-time All-Pro left tackle, who is, by the way, having a very good season. And they're going to sit him this week with the ankle that gave him trouble, of course, at the end of the win at Washington. Mike McCarthy said, I don't think it's a surgical thing, which I find a little bit alarming because I can't imagine why it would be, based on what we know about what was previously a high ankle sprain, and then, I don't know, whatever the heck it is now. I'm looking for my best angle, and then I realize, after looking at myself for all these years, I should understand I don't really have one. So that's the, that's the news at left tackle. We're going to work on the assumption for now that Terrence Steele steps in and takes over at left tackle, which, when he got his feet wet, game-wise, ended up working out okay, I think, earlier in the year. And then that would leave La'el Collins playing right tackle, unless the NFL decides to shut him down, because La'el, tisk, you were involved in another bit of nasty business, except this one, I don't know if the NFL is technically applauding La'el jumping into the fray when Dak Prescott got nudged out of bounds on what might have been a dirty play, and then in the eye of La'el Collins, got rolled up on, or an attempt to roll up on him after the push out of bounds. The NFL maybe agreeing with Mike McCarthy that that is what you're supposed to do. That is what La'el Collins is supposed to do, and the NFL can't announce that they're in favor of such things, but they can give him a fine for fighting and not give him a suspension. Obviously, he didn't hit anybody in the face. He didn't do any damage. In fact, it looked like his big roundhouse swing was so comical. Now, the wrestling wasn't comical. The wrestling was real, but the roundhouse swing didn't appear like it really had any intention of ever getting anywhere. Unlike the case with the offensive lineman Tristan Hill, or the defensive lineman Tristan Hill earlier, who did get, if you recall, the 2-game, then reduced to the 1-game suspension because of fighting, where there was actually some level of danger, I suppose it could argue, was involved. That one without pay. We'll see what the suspension is as it regards to La'el Collins. By the way, it's our man Ian Rappaport who was first to report that chances look very good that it'll be not a suspension. Boy, it's dark in this part of the neighborhood. But a fine. So, can you go to New York in a game that still matters? You gotta go keep winning some of these games too, as a 12-point favorite, and go handle your business while you're missing Tyron Smith at left tackle, but supplemented by other guys who can play. By the way, Ty Nsekhe, of course, is, for the most part, a perfectly capable NFL swing tackle. The answer is yes. The answer is also why, and we'd say this every trade deadline, when you're a contending team, you do not give away players. To have traded a wide receiver or a cornerback or a safety or an offensive lineman so you could get an extra 5th-round pick or whatever, to have done that at the trade deadline, failing to anticipate that you were going to get to this point when you're going to need every wide receiver you got. And we've seen that in the last month, haven't we? And now Cedric Wilson's got the COVID. We're going to need every offensive lineman you've got. You're going to need every defensive back you've got. We've seen it time and time again. Contenders don't trade away players. Contenders trade for players. They gather up players. They make sure that the players they have are salary cap friendly, and the Cowboys have done that at tackle and elsewhere. So that's the latest on Tyron, the latest on La'el. We will keep you posted. I got to go for this walk. Fish out.